You've talked a little bit about some of the players being in between in their at-bats, like, you know, wanting to hammer a fastball but guarding against the breaking pitch. How do you change that? How do you fix that this weekend?
You know what? I think, you know, I've been doing a lot of thinking about this. I'm sure our guys too. I think it's more of, you know, all that being said, intent, mechanics, I think right now, you know, when we got to find a way to win one game. And I could dive into my thoughts, but I think at the end of the day, they've just got to compete and fight in the batter's box. And it's one-on-one, the hitter versus the pitcher, and that's it. I mean, I think that, you know, that sort of mindset is all I'll be looking for, and, you know, and expect good things to happen from that.
Hey, Dave, could you see any more lineup changes to try to spark something, or is the way you see it, it kind of has to be on those 9 guys to get something?
I might change it up a little bit, but yeah, I'm contemplating, but I'm still kind of up in the air. So it could be a little bit of a change.
And you talked yesterday about the possibility of Shohei being available in relief. Could that be as soon as tomorrow, Game 6, or?
You know, we'll see how he comes in tomorrow. But, you know, right now, obviously, when you're facing elimination, then you've got to have those conversations. So whatever it takes for us to win tomorrow, and obviously, you know, Yama's going, and then we're going to do whatever we can to put our best foot forward on the run prevention side, and then on the creation side and scoring runs too.
And this is a hypothetical, since you'd have to get to a Game 7, but if you get there, you don't use him tomorrow to kind of, I guess better use like the two-way rule with him. Would you consider using him as an opener instead of in relief?
I think we'd consider everything, and it's more of just kind of doing whatever we can, Sonia, to get through tomorrow, and then pick up the pieces, and then see what's the best way to attack a potential Game 7. So everything should be on the table, and will be for sure.
And Dave, with everything you guys have gone through this year, with the injuries, the pitching problems, on your way out here, did you ever think, hey, it's supposed to wind up this way? It wasn't supposed to be easy. This is only natural.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that I'm in good spirits. Our coaches are. You know, what better way to you know, win the World Series in Game 7? But we got to win tomorrow. And you know, the thing that's encouraging for me is I know I gave our players an option to you know, not work out today, because of, you know, the long series and 18 innings and travel and all that stuff, and not one guy took the option. So that was pretty exciting for me, and just speaks to where these guys are at, that, you know, they realize that the job's not done, and we're going to keep going and keep fighting.
Hey, Dave, you touched on mindset a little bit, so I was wondering, what do you think the right way to approach a back-against-the-wall situation is? Do you need to have that little extra fight with the season on the line, or do you want to keep it not too high, not too low, play the same game as always?
I think elimination games, which we've had a lot of experience with, is all mindset. I really do. It's fight or flight. It's whatever adage or saying you want to kind of come, leave it all out there. You know, it's certainly not war. I'm not trying to you know, compare that to war, but in our world, in our small world of baseball, it is war, and so that's the mindset. For me, it's all mindset.
Dave, Freddie was talking about it last night, just kind of going back to 2024, in which the NLDS forcing that, or Game 4, then forcing a Game 5 against the Padres. When you think about just what you guys learned from that one, is there something that either you see in this team that maybe was similar to kind of how you guys were able to fight back in that series to what it sort of then, of course, move on, or what just kind of stands out to you about that moment that you could take into tomorrow?
I think in that moment and other moments like that, the urgency of every play. I think that that's something that we're in a position right now we don't have any margin, and so with that, everything is going to be heightened. So I think that the extra focus that we need to have will be there tomorrow night, and so that's something as a takeaway for me in some of these elimination games.
Hi, Skip. Thank you for your time. Back to Shohei, I'd like to make sure, so you haven't discussed about pitching with him yet?
Not yet. We're going to talk about that today when we're out on the field.
Thank you.
Yes.
Looking back and trying to figure out some of the causes of the hitting struggles, do you think just the format and the week layoff the batters had between games was disruptive from the routine?
You know what, Ron? I don't think so. I don't think so. And you know, even if it was, I wouldn't say it was.
Apple, Dave. Can you talk a little bit about when did you guys arrive here? When did the plane land? And
I think the players got here maybe at like 7 a.m., something like that, and then we arrived probably about an hour ago. The coaches.
I guess everybody was sleeping on that flight. Then.
Oh yeah,
Quiet.
yeah, but they're ready. They're all ready.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Dave. One more thing about the Shohei. You said everything on the table, but using him as a reliever, the risk is you might lose the DH spot. So I'm just curious. Have you ever talked to Shohei about playing actually outfield potentially?
Yeah, we'll talk about everything. So whatever kind of we'll kind of talk through whatever is the best. So like I said before, you know, if we get to that point, we'll see. But he's not going to play the outfield tomorrow. I do know that. But you know, if we get to Game 7, we'll have a good discussion about everything.
Just wondering, what was the thought process in having the players go right after the game and the staff going the next
That's
day?
just more player driven. They like to get to the cities and kind of get situated.
All right, Dave. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you coming
Thanks,
in.
guys. Yep.